Hello again, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of We Are Here to Help. I am Matt Nagy, a business optimization specialist with Schooley Mitchell, helping organizations save time, money, and hassle by dealing with their vendors for them. In this week's episode, I'm very happy to have Barrett Johnson on. Barrett, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me.
And Barrett and I met each other a couple months ago, actually, so we're relatively new referral partners, but I found what you did very interesting. And honestly, as someone who I consider myself to be pretty smart, it took me probably a couple of times sitting down with you to really fully understand what you do and how you can help businesses. But once I got it, I got it. And I really wanted to have you on the program just to kind of explain data analytics and how you can help businesses. So I'll turn it over to you and interject a couple of questions just as you're chatting.
Sure. No, that's great. Like Matt said, Barrett Johnson with Salos Services. I am a managing partner. We started Salos Services about 4.5 years ago. Our goal with Salos Services was to help small and medium businesses use their data more effectively and efficiently. A lot of companies have data. They might do some things with it, they may not. And what our goal is to help them use that data the best way they can. A lot of times that data is tied up is in systems. So whether you have a CRM, some sort of operational system or whatnot, you might have a lot of data in there that people are inputting or that's being fed into it. But for some software, getting that data out to actually do any analysis or to actually get any insights from it is not very easy. On a typical business that we work with, if they're using that data at all, somebody is downloading it from a spreadsheet, taking it, doing some sort of manipulation with it, sending it off to somebody. That next person might do some steps with it, and then it gets up to whoever's asking for that data, the owners or the C-suite or whatever, and they're looking at that information and they're not sure how those numbers came to be. So what we really do is help with the processes of the data. We help automate all of that things and then help provide that data when it's needed so that they can make the decisions at the right time. So that's kind of a really high level of what we do.
Yeah, and that was the interesting thing that I got from everything was as myself personally, a lot of what I do is via Excel, and Excel is great when you're really small. But for me personally, like it's just getting to a point now where I don't know if that is right for my business. And you kind of had said that's really the person you're looking for, is someone who is trying to do this stuff on their own. And it's gotten to a point where it's probably too complicated or too convoluted. If you were to kind of pinpoint your ideal client who you're looking to work with, what would you say to that?
Well, so our ideal clients really range because it's really about the need of the data. So we work with some smaller nonprofits that have a need for their grantors of what they need. So whether that's the state or something else that they require data, we work with them to make sure that they meet those requirements. The majority of our other kind of more for-profit companies are a little bit larger. They typically are 5 million plus in revenue, and they are growing. That's a really big one, and I think you brought this up. Is just saying like, hey, when we were small and we were doing things in Excel, it worked great, and I have no issues with Excel. We use Excel all the time, but at some point you can overwhelm Excel and or the people who are using Excel. And so we help with those companies that are growing so that the time and effort isn't being wasted on Excel. So 5 million plus in revenue. We have some much larger customers as well. We can also work with departments because a lot of times in bigger companies, the main revenue generators are the main demand of IT, but there are some other groups that still need a data and analytic piece. So like HR or something like that might need something. We can come in there and help out with that and not putting any more demand on the IT. So really a full range of clients that we can work with, just depending on what their data needs are.
Yeah, and again, I think the thing that really what drew me so much to what you do is just it's an area of a business that, while I think everybody knows it's there, knows it's important, and it's just a matter of, if you think about very large companies, their data is the most important thing they have, but it's a matter of not just having it, but how do you use it? And I think that's really how you best work with businesses. You teach them and show them how to actually best use their data to actually influence their business in the best way possible.
Absolutely. And just to add on to that, one of the simple analogies we use is a pilot of an airplane, right? They are trying to get trying to get somewhere, trying to get there safely, and they need as much information as they can, but they can't spend a lot of time processing that information. They need something that they can take a quick glance at, make a decision, and go from there. So that's why obviously pilots have a huge dashboard of all sorts of information. The most important ones are right in front of them, altitude, fuel, all those good things. They need to be able to see those things quickly to be able to make those decisions. Well, it's the same for most businesses, right? I mean, you need to be able to adjust to changing times, whatever's happening. If there's an anomaly or something, a threshold that is breached that you want to be able to see, you want to be able to see that quickly, not ask somebody for it and then get the answer 2 or 3 days later, right? You want to be able to get that right away. So that's usually a simple analogy that we have, that like a pilot of a plane, an owner of a business wants to be able to see the information that they need to be able to make the decisions.
I think that's a great analogy, and I think that's a great point to end on, and just say I really appreciate your time, Barrett, and thank you for joining me today.
Perfect, Matt. Thank you very much for having me. This has been great.
And have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you next time on the next episode of We Are Here to Help. Have a great day.